What is up, everybody? Jeremy Icenfire here, and welcome back to the channel. And this is going to be my trailer breakdown for episode 5 of From, entitled Lullaby, airing this Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And right now, it's really starting to feel like we are entering the calm before the storm, so to speak. It seems like episode 6 is going to be a really wild episode, and from all intents and purposes, one of the scariest episodes that we have to look forward to. So it seems like this episode 5 is probably going to set up a lot of what we're going to be getting in episode 6. But the synopsis for episode 5 is pretty interesting in and of itself. It reads, Sara must face the music as word of her return spreads throughout the town, and Victor and Jade strike an unlikely bargain. And I have a feeling I know what kind of bargain that they are going to be striking. Just off the top of my head, it seemed like in last week's episode when Victor found out that Jade was playing his violin, right when he got to knock on his door and he could hear Jade playing the violin, and shout out to the actor David Alpine who is playing Jade. Apparently he is a world-class violinist, so him playing in that episode was most likely probably really David playing. But it definitely seems like this violin is very near and dear to Victor. I have a feeling it probably belonged to his mother if I had to guess. But maybe, just maybe, Victor and Jade strike a deal that maybe Jade is going to play some violin for Victor. It seems like right before Victor knocked on the door to ask for the violin back, he almost was enjoying what he was hearing. Maybe it was the first time he had actually heard someone play a violin since his mother died, and it kind of reminded him of that. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Jade and Victor strike up this kind of deal where Jade plays some violin for Victor in order to get some answers. And I know it's a pretty random deal, and I could be way off on this, but judging by the trailer for episode 5, we see Jade and Victor talking about how Victor moved the cars because he was tired of looking at them, but he does have the violin in his hand when that is happening. I just found it a little bit weird that this violin would be out in this scene if Jade wasn't playing it for him, but who knows, maybe it's something totally different. But the trailer starts off with Victor and Jade in what looks to be the Fromville version of a junkyard, per se. And we hear Jade ask Victor if he was the one who did all this, and Victor responds by saying he was tired of looking at all of the cars, so he moved them to a place where he couldn't see them. Apparently all of the cars were maybe triggering Victor at some point, and he just wanted to get them out of sight, out of mind, so he kind of parked them into the woods by the look of it. And who knows, maybe they're searching for that very specific car that was in the picture that Jade showed to Victor, the one that showed a young Victor in the background, and the original owner of the journal that Jade has been obsessing over with the symbols in it. I have a feeling maybe they could potentially be looking for that original car that is in that photo, because if you do see in the trailer or in some of the photos for the upcoming trailer, you do see Jade and Victor looking at that photo in one of the stills. And who knows, maybe there's some type of clue or something that they need that is in this car. But up next we have a scene between Christy and Mari, and it seems like they are trying to navigate the new waters of their relationship now that they are both kind of stuck in Fromville. And of course, Mari did spend the last few, however many months, thinking that Christy just up and left her. So I think they have a lot to work out here. And you see Christy asking, what if I'm not the same person anymore? Which could potentially be an indication for her feelings for Kenny. We know that her and Kenny did start to become close before Mari arrived. But up next we get a shot of Sara and Ethan, and we see Ethan walking up to Sara. It looks like they're right outside of the diner and right outside of the ruins that used to be the Matthews family home. And Ethan is just coming up to Sara and saying, I thought you were my friend, and it turns out that you were a monster. And I really do feel for Sara a little bit in this time. Of course, she did do really heinous things, so part of her does deserve whatever fate she's going to receive. But as Boyd has explained in the previous episode, this place really can mess with your mind and get you to do bad things for what you would think are a good reason. So part of me does kind of feel for Sara, but it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. And let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. I know we've been asking this question for 2 weeks now, but do you think Sara will ultimately be put in the box or not? And if she does get put in the box, could there be a chance that she even survives the night? Because I know that seems to be a really popular theory, that she will go in the box, but she'll end up surviving. And that could just potentially cast even more suspicion on her.
What's in the box?
Not till you give me the
What's
gun.
in the fucking box?
But then the trailer ends with a pretty nice scene between Boyd and Donna. And these are two characters that I'm really hoping get a lot more interaction. It just seems like Boyd and Donna have a ton that they still really need to catch up on. I know Boyd isn't sharing a whole lot of information, and I know Donna isn't sharing a whole lot of information about the voice on the radio, but at some point these characters need to come together and kind of share all this information and lay it all down so they know what they know. It doesn't even seem like Tabitha has even let anyone know that the monsters are sleeping right beneath them underground. At least they haven't touched on it. So hopefully at some point the characters start to share a little bit more information with each other. Or at least we hear them sharing the information. But we hear Donna tell Boyd that you told people that you were going to come back with answers, but instead you came back with a psychopath. At this point, it seems like the entire town obviously knows that Sara's back, and they clearly know that she has done all of these heinous things, so it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But Boyd, he is definitely still going to bat for Sara. He still thinks that she is going to be very useful going forward, and he tries to explain to Donna here that Sara knew things in the forest that she couldn't possibly have known. So he's really trying to make a case for her, and at this point, it seems like Boyd might be the only character in Sara's corner. So again, it's going to be really interesting to see how this all plays out, but definitely let me know down in the comment section, what do you think Sara's ultimate fate is going to be? But the trailer ends there, and I cannot wait for episode 5 to come around. Like I said earlier, it definitely seems like we are entering the calm before the storm, right before things are going to start to really heat up in episode 6 and beyond. So I can't wait to see where this show is going. I've been so intrigued with season 2. I feel like they are hitting every note perfectly right, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in store for us. But that is going to do it for us today. Definitely leave your thoughts and comments down below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications on your way out to stay up to date on all of our upcoming content, as we will be covering all things From. And don't forget to come hang out with us live every Monday night for our live From Aftershow, where we dive into the latest episodes and dive into the show's deepest mysteries. And as always, I want to thank everybody out there for watching, and we will see you on the next one.